Good morning, everyone. Hello, am I here alone? Good morning, everyone. Everybody's busy in their conversations. I'm glad to welcome you here. All of you who are trickling in from all over and finding a place to sit, great, we're glad you're here. I'm Reverend Mary Murray Shelton. I'm the community spiritual leader here at Golden Gate, and I'm delighted to welcome you this morning. Those of you that are here online with us, thank you for choosing to be with us today. We're glad that you're here too, as part of our extended congregation. So as we begin, first I want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day weekend. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into the service. For now, this is our opportunity to welcome each other. So I do encourage you to stand up and walk around and greet one another, welcome one another, those you know and those you don't know, and those of you at home also. Give yourselves a little extra love this morning. Another cup of coffee or tea, and settle in. We're going to come back and sing in just a couple moments. All right, so we have Justin Pine back with us this morning. And Justin is a collaborative That's why we have coffee afterwards, to make sure the conversations that get started during the greeting get to, continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have to go on. So we have Justin Pine back with us this morning. Justin is a collaborative musician working in the Bay Area who cherishes opportunities for folks to join their voices in the language of song. He admires the art of music for its ability to communicate subtle emotions and truths across cultures. And he is, I love this phrase, he is awed by the delicate vocal folds for the way their expressive vibrations heal and resonate. So Justin is currently mentoring two amazing teams of young people in musicals that are going up next month in San Bruno and San Rafael. And he recently accompanied the Light Up a Life community celebration in Walnut Park up in Petaluma, and the improvisational actors storytelling troupe at the Polyclass Community Theater in Petaluma. So he's all over the larger community, and he's here with us this morning. Let's welcome back Justin Pine, and please stand for the opening.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's
really wonderful. And I know you told me not to do this, but it's his birthday today. So can we sing him happy birthday? Yeah.
You're
happy
so
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Justin. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy to be with you today, so we could, I brought back the song from last time, from Peter Mayer, where we sing, "Where is the light?" So hope you will join in. When it's late December, dark and cold, where is the light? When old man year is bending low, where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon, where is the light? Can you tell me now, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? off to work I go. Where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home. Where is the light? Will you tell me now, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Yeah, it's in my skin and it's in my bones, in my heart and in my soul. The light of life is bright and golden like a summer day. When the sun goes missing in the sky, it's still rising in my eyes, chasing all that winter gloom away. So I'm burning bright like kerosene. Where is the light? And I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. Where is the light? I'm dancing like a candle flame. Where is the light? And I'm flaming like a fruit flambe. Where is the light? I gotta know now, where is the light? Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Don't you know where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. That's why I say this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Yes. Thank you. I think it's a little bit low for some of us ladies, so we're trying to find the right key in the range to sing it in, but that's such a great song.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this is our time now to go within and get centered. So I want to invite you to silence your cell phone so it doesn't interrupt anything that we're in the midst of. And I'm going to invite our morning prayer practitioner, Marilyn Letsos, up to pray us in.
And where is the light? It's right here. It's right here in the heart. And when I connect with that, I go a little deeper and I feel the reality of my immortal self, that part that always was, that always will be. You are invited to come now to that part of yourself as I go within to the light. Come home to myself and realize that self leads into God, that my roots are in the divine, in the eternal. And when I connect with light, there is light everywhere because I have tuned into the infinite presence, the infinite possibility, and the awareness that I am one with this power. It is the reality of my being, my heartbeat, my breath. As this is true for me, it is true for everyone. And I know that this level of inwardness from the invisible realm is the absolute love and power of the infinite presence. And I am one with this presence, and therefore I am one with the good that is everywhere present. And as this is true for me, again, it is true for everyone. And as I unite, as I allow the reality of this goodness, which seeks expression through each one always, and I say yes to that power, it becomes the reality of my being, and I am available for miracles. And I am careful with my attention on where I put it, because this attention, energy follows thought. And therefore, I keep my thoughts stayed on the beautiful, on the good, on the loving, and on the peaceful, in spite of the roars of humanity being human. I stay connected with that inner quiet, that source of all, and thereby stay connected with all good. And so I give thanks for this power of choice. I give thanks for being present today to learn more about that good, to contemplate it, to allow it to expand me and each one as we bask in the truth and luxuriate in the presence. And so it is.
And so
Amen.
it is. Thank you, Marilyn. All right, and we're going to bring Justin back up for us now.
This next song is from Daniel Nemad. We've all heard this kind of story. Someone's diagnosed, their time is suddenly short. And in the back of our minds, we wonder, what if that news was mine? Would we do more of the same with the moments that remain? Would we live like we were dying? Why wait? Why wait for that fateful fall, for that wake-up call? Why wait till it's too late? There is only today. We've all heard this kind of story. An earthquake strikes the coast of a distant land. Seems like every time we come together as humankind, we make a different choice. Kindness cuts through all the noise, and we're suddenly united. Why wait? Why wait for that pouring rain, for that hurricane? Why wait till it's too late? There is only today. Why wait? Oh, when the ambulance goes by, everybody pulls aside, and the holidays put smiles on every face. Tell me, what's the reason why we need excuses to decide we are part of only one human race? We've all heard this kind of story. Someone keeps their dream a secret all their life. Why wait? Why wait? 'Cause if we don't try, oh, that dream will die. Why wait till it's too late? Let the future fall away. Let regret evaporate. There is only today. Why wait?
That was great. Thank you, Justin. Woo. Rising higher with a cosmic hum and growing deeper with our roots at the same time. I'm humming. There's like a low hum. Oh, is that better or am I still humming? I think I might still be humming a little, but we'll see. Looking at this month of February, we're talking about radical interconnection. And so because of that, I really wanted to consider something different for Valentine's Day. You know, I have in the past done vows renewals for couples. And now we have a lot of couples that aren't coupled anymore because one or the other of the spouses has passed on. We also have people that don't have spouses or relationships. And so last year I decided that instead of doing the couple thing for Valentine's Day, what I wanted to do was talk about loving ourselves, that we are our own best partner, and how to be that and do that a little bit better in the world. You know, it says in the gospel that somebody asked Jesus what the most important commandment was. And he basically said, love God with everything that's in you. That's the most important. And the second one is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. So I often say, well, you have to love yourself to love your neighbor, you know. But today I want to go a little broader and talk about loving broadly, loving widely and deeply, and loving now rather than waiting for some mysterious other to complete us or fulfill us, to recognize instead that there are all kinds of opportunities to give love. And we shouldn't be passing any of them up. Like the song says, why wait? You know, if your neighbor's house burned down, you'd probably be there bringing food or trying to help them in some manner, trying to save some of their stuff, trying to take care of their pets. But we can offer kindness to one another and recognize how important we are to one another in any moment, So here's a little story about loving without waiting. A truck driver was on his way to deliver 100 penguins. I just saw a video of how Benedict Cumberbatch can't say the word penguin. Penguins, he said. Let me try that again. A truck driver was on his way to deliver 100 penguins to the New York Zoo, and his truck broke down on the freeway. So he got out of the cab and he was looking at the engine, and a second truck driver pulled up and stopped in front of him to ask if he needed any help. And he explained that he was taking these penguins to the zoo, and he asked if the other man would go ahead and take the penguins there for him, and he agreed. Well, some hours later, the second truck driver drove past the first one, who was still waiting on the freeway for help to come, but the penguins were still on the truck. And the first truck driver yelled, "I thought I asked you to take those penguins to the zoo." And the second driver replied, "I did, but I had some money left over, so now we're going to the movies." Loving unconditionally, across species, just for joy. And the idea of him not understanding doesn't really matter, because the point of this story is the delight of being surprised by that unusual ending, but also the idea that he's taking these penguins with him now to the movies. I love that little story. So the question I was thinking about in looking at Valentine's Day and how that can cause melancholy for a lot of people who decide they're just going to go away and not have to deal with it at all. Instead, to be able to think about all the ways in which love shows up in the world and to ask, is Valentine's Day exclusively for lovers? Why should it be? Why should Valentine's Day be exclusively for lovers? It might have another hidden purpose that we could call forth. I love all these stones and flowers that demonstrate hearts. It's like a reminder to us that love is everywhere. Love is everywhere around us if we have the capacity to open to it and look for it. You know, when we're focused on, I have to find the right person or the right partner, I don't want to be alone, we're kind of overlooking all the rest of humanity and saying, you know, because I haven't found my love partner, I'm alone. But we're not. We're only alone from our perspective on the inside, but there are plenty of opportunities for love. So what if one of the opportunities of Valentine's Day is to learn self-love at a deeper level, to be able to honor ourselves just as we are, uncoupled or coupled, and make a celebration out of that? Or, so the Buddha said, you can search the whole universe and not find a single being more worthy of love than yourself. Since each and every person is so precious to themselves, let the self-respecting harm no other being, but recognize our value. And the Zen proverb says, no snowflake ever falls in the wrong place. So wherever we are, that's a good place right now for us, for whatever reason, easy or difficult, whatever it is. There's a useful reason for us to be there. We have value. And when we consider Valentine's Day possibly as an opportunity that invites us to love generously, rather than withholding it for some amorphous somebody someday, that we open our hearts up to all that love that's around us all the time. Not romantic love, but love of all sorts that can fulfill us and lift us up and give us a wondrous experience of being human. Maya Angelou said, we should all know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value, no matter what their color. Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote in This Thing Called You, my favorite book of his, your union with God implies your union with everything. Everything that lives. Do not be afraid of this. Do not shun the thought of it. Divine union means union with everything. Dare to lose your small affection, and you will find it increased and multiplied 1,000,000 times through greater union. You cannot plunge into the waters of real life unless you take everyone else in there with you. The universe is one system. A lot of spiritual leaders will say things like, if anybody tells you that they love God and they don't love their neighbors, you know, you can see by their behavior, they don't love their neighbors, they're lying. That's a little harsh because I think loving everyone is difficult for us. It's not something we're expected to be perfect at. It's an encouragement to open our hearts to even those that are the most difficult to care for, to regard as valuable. So we're here in this experience instead of waiting. You know, the question is, what are we waiting for? Are we withholding our love while we're waiting for someone to show up and match every one of our desires for a happy relationship? But what about the unconditional love from your dog, or the affection from your cat, or the quirkiness of your bird, or your reptile, or your friends? Because really, we're all a little quirky when you look at us carefully. Our friends, our neighbors, our connections in work, in sacred service, every one of those people that we encounter on a day, whether we're riding in the elevator with them, standing in line with them, or having an intimate meal with them, every one of those people that shows up is a snowflake in the right place. They're not there randomly, as random as it looks. We're all exactly where we are at every moment for some reason. And it may just be that in our willingness to be a vessel of spirit, a vessel of love, that we exude a kind of energy into that elevator or into that line or into that conversation that allows the other person to relax a little bit and know that they're safe, that they matter, that it's okay that they're wherever they are. So rather than waiting and putting love on hold until the right one, whatever that means, shows up, better to begin loving right now rather than waiting. You know, we stop worrying about getting the one and just begin to be kind and make it our mission to be kind, even in the moments that is a little difficult. We become that beacon of love that is its own attractor. Now that we're not focusing on trying to fill up an emptiness in ourselves, but rather to flow love outward, ironically, that's when love comes to flow back into us. Not necessarily romantic love, but more loving support that lets us know too that we're valuable, that we matter, that where we are is important, and that we're appreciated and loved as well. Alan Watts said, "You are a function of what the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing." So think about it this way too. As we look at chaos or disorder in the world that we can't make sense out of, we may tend to feel more chaotic and disordered ourselves, but we don't have to. We can say, even though this race consciousness, we call it in Science of Mind sometimes, meaning the consciousness of the human race, even though this consciousness is going in a particular direction that seems unkind and chaotic, we don't have to go there. We can say, no, I'm not going there. I'll be the one drop in this ocean that is moving in a little bit different direction. And who knows but what more of the ocean might decide to follow me. Because all of us are a part of the whole. We're always influencing the whole, just as it's influencing us. So what do we want to put into that whole? What do we want to contribute? How do we share light that might lift up somebody else or even everybody else in some fashion? Stephen Levine said, and this is so simple and so clear, he said, "It is hard to be loving all the time, but it's harder not to be loving." There is something within us that lets us know that when we escalate in unlovingness, it does not feel good. It does not feel good inside. And I think the way that I justify that when I'm feeling like that is that I feel this not goodness inside me because of you. It's your fault that it feels like this. When actually, it's my animosity that's causing me to feel that way, not whatever you're doing. Does this make sense? Yeah? And it's important for us to know that we have that kind of power over our choices about how we feel and how we respond. That when we feel that way, it's a message. Our own system is giving us a message that the way that we're thinking and reacting right now is not working. It causes all kinds of stuff in our physical bodies that makes them less healthy. But we have a choice over that, not an easy one, but a choice to become more aware, to shift that. Alan Cohen, in his book, Rising in Love, which I think is out of print now, but I love that little book, he said, all human interactions are expressions of the statement, I want to feel love. You know, when somebody does something that upsets us or we disagree with or it breaches our boundaries or our values and we feel upset and angry, We would rather that we felt happy and in harmony with that other person, even though we're recognizing maybe that they're the one that should change in our point of view. So we're withholding love from that person because they're somehow not right. And we feel the discomfort that withholding love causes in every one of us, no exceptions. So love wants to be expressed. It's already in us, is flowing into us from the source abundantly all the time, and it wants to be expressed, even if that expression is just a kind thought. So it's better if we start where we are with small things, just little by little, recognizing that everybody that exists is made from the presence of love, even if they don't know it, even if they can't own it, even if they don't act like that and they don't believe it about us or anybody else. Still, that's what they're made from. They are available to give love, just as we are, if they choose. They may not choose to do that, but they're available to give it, and they're waiting to be loved, just like this poor guy. He's waiting to be loved. Somebody love me. I'm here waiting for the right person to show up, you know. I'm a beautiful skeleton. I've been waiting a long time, but you should love me. But not doing anything to express or give or contribute to that sea of love himself or herself. So, in shifting gears, we become invited then to begin to think about and express love toward life, toward the birds that are crowing at us. Caw, caw, caw. Well, you have no idea what that guidance is about, why they're having that conversation with you or bringing your attention to them. But maybe you could say thank you or good morning or gosh, you got a lot to say today. Anything. You can say it mentally if you think your family will put you away for talking to birds. But your critters, your own or those that are around you or somebody else's. Amanda and I on Valentine's Day went out to lunch and we were sitting in a restaurant across from a couple of ladies with their little baby girls. And we were waiting for our table and I had gone back to use the restroom and I saw this little tiny girl. And she turned around to look at me. And so the two mothers were busy talking and I kind of got into this little bit of conversation with this little person, tiny little girl with 2 teeth, but she looked much, much younger than somebody that would already have teeth. And I was telling her, I'll bet it's your first Valentine's Day. Isn't that wonderful? And you're out with your mommy having this great time. And at a certain point, her mother turned around and I said, is it her first Valentine's Day? And she said, oh, yeah. And I said, she looks too little to have those teeth already. She said, well, she's very tiny. And the other mother then picked up her little girl, who was the same age as my grandson, and said, she's 5.5 months old, and she was much bigger. Not quite as big as my grandson, but pretty big. And these two darling little girls, the older one was chattering away to the younger one. Nothing that she said was in my language, but they were busy talking. And so whoever is around us, that's an opportunity to exchange love. The flowers are exuding love with their beauty. Are we there to notice it, to pick up on it? The grass that is so grateful for the rain and is popping up everywhere, that grass is expressing joy. Are we there to catch it, to experience it, to appreciate it? That could cheer us up, just grass, if we had the recognition of its own vibrant life saying hello to us. And this little boy, I love it. He's walking down the path with his dear friend who is attending to him, who happens to be a goose. But there is a great connection happening with these two. They're friends. And we see this with little kids all the time. They connect. They connect to nature. They connect to other animals. They connect to people when they feel safe with them. And we can respond. We can have an awareness of that. We can expand into that part of us that we may have let go of a long time ago in our lives and turn back to that. Joel Goldsmith said, "Everyone is the Holy One of Israel. Every saint and every devil is that Holy One. Every healthy person, every diseased person, every pure person, every sinning person is the Holy One of Israel." God incarnate, although temporarily acting out the part of the prodigal son. To enrich our own life, we must learn to give recognition to the true identity of those we meet. I think of Mother Teresa, who treated everyone the same, whether they were homeless, impoverished lepers, or heads of state. She spoke to all of them respectfully and truthfully and authentically. She did not take a position of greater than or lesser than at any point. Martin Buber, the Jewish mystic, said, "Our relationships live in the space between us, which is sacred." The true meaning of love one's neighbor is not that it is a command from God which we are to fulfill, but that through it and in it, we meet God. I met God the other day in that restaurant with only 2 teeth. Little tiny female, Buddha. Eckhart Tolle said once, "I have met many Zen masters, and all of them were cats." Ben Zander wrote in The Art of Possibility, "We have at our fingertips an infinite capacity to light a spark of possibility. Passion rather than fear is the igniting force. Abundance rather than scarcity is the context." So the practice of enrollment, inviting someone to participate, the practice of enrollment is about giving yourself as a possibility to the other and being ready in return to catch their spark. It is about playing together as partners in a field of light. Doesn't that sound amazing? And if only it were easy to do that, we would naturally gravitate there, but it requires awareness and attention and intention to do that. It requires letting go of the old reactions to attempt something different in response. So why wait? If we let that loving begin right where we are, if we let that loving lead us right now, we're moving into something that reflects that back to us. Life has a tendency, Ernest Holmes calls it the law of correspondence, that what we put out comes back. You know, garbage in, garbage out. If we put garbage into the system, that's what comes back to us. What goes around comes around. Well, those sayings are true. You know, if you drop a pebble in the water and you see the ripples moving out all the way to the edge of the shore in the lake, do you know that while those ripples are moving out toward the edge of the shore, they're also coming back in the very same wave pattern underneath, back to the place where that pebble was dropped? The universe works that way. It reflects back to us what we put out. That's its nature, to return to us what we send out. So we want to have the greater mental equivalent of loving, and the way that we develop that is through practicing it, particularly when it's challenging. Dr. Craig Gilliam wrote, "Between and among us is the space for creating a better world where God's electricity connects, transforms and flows. I am not enough alone. You are not enough alone. But we, with God, are enough, whether together or apart. We are always with that one. I want to tell you a story that you've probably heard about not too long ago. I promised him that we would get donuts on Friday after school, said Andre Howard. It was just a normal Friday evening on January 31st for the Philadelphia father and his 10-year-old son, Trey. Andre had picked up Trey and his two younger siblings, ages 4 and 7, from school and had driven them to the nearby Dunkin' Donuts. But as they were leaving, about to turn onto Cotman Avenue, the family heard a loud bang that was quickly accompanied by a ball of fire and black smoke. Little did they know, a medical transport jet had just crashed nearby. Sounded like a missile was firing bullets, metal, at my car, everyone else's car, Howard recalled. He attempted to reverse his truck, using the shop as a shield to block the flying debris, when he heard Trey shout something from the back seat of the car. I hear my son telling his sister, "Get down, baby girl," Howard said. Trey Howard, who's in the 4th grade, used his body as a shield to protect his younger sister from incoming debris. His father said, I turn around and he has metal out the side of his head. Trey had been hit with a piece of plane debris as he shielded his sister, and part of it was sticking out of his head. As Andre Howard attempted to move his son, the metal protruding from Trey's head fell out, causing blood to gush everywhere. Howard wrapped Trey's head with socks, while someone else lent a shirt, anything to stop the bleeding. Howard flagged down a police officer on the scene, who drove the family to a hospital where Trey underwent emergency brain surgery. His family was told there was a high likelihood that Trey would not survive. However, after the procedure and a full weekend in the intensive care unit, he was moved to a regular room on Monday. When Trey was able to speak again, one of the first things he asked was, "Daddy, did I save my sister?" Howard said his son's selfless act of bravery was something that not a lot of grown men could do, calling his 4th grader his superhero. The hospital is monitoring Trey's skull to ensure all the debris has been removed. Until he's able to go home, Howard said his son has been getting a lot of visitors, including his teachers, and one of Trey's favorite NBA players, Philadelphia 76er Tyrese Maxey. Thank God my son is still here. Thank God we didn't go into the flame, Andre Howard said. I'm just happy he's here. The young superhero is continuing his recovery at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. This little boy, in an instant, made a quick decision to protect his sister. She was 4, he was 10. Is that right? I think that's right. And so here's Trey and his dad. Now, I don't know what the level is of Trey's recovery right now, but not only was Trey giving love without hesitation in the moment to his sister, the people around them, the guy who gave his father the shirt to use, the policeman who escorted them to the hospital, the transfer group that sent him over to Children's Hospital after his surgery to recover, every one of those people was in service to somebody that they didn't know. They rose to the moment that it was necessary. They did what they were trained to do, but they were giving loving compassion to this family, to this little boy, to this whole circumstance and situation without hesitation. Now, we may not be ambulance drivers or EMTs or policemen or surgeons or medical staff. I don't know, some of you may be. But that doesn't matter because every snowflake is exactly where it's supposed to be. We don't need to be those things to respond to the call to give love in the moment. Where we are is the call to give love in the moment, exactly as we are and exactly as the situation is. So you're in these chairs this morning, or you're right there online this morning. Who are you going to talk to first when this service is over? Let it be a loving expression, whatever it is, whoever it is, even if that's a tall order. And I'll try to do the same. I have to rush from here to the San Francisco airport to fly up to Seattle because my brother's memorial is tomorrow, and I will get back late Wednesday night. So just know I'm going on my own, so I'm traveling safely and well, and all of this process is smooth and wonderful, and my family is supported in this letting go process. And I will have lots of opportunities, knowing me, to be in a hurry in this process and to be distracted and mostly focused on, am I going to make it, and all of that kind of stuff. Please know with me that I don't forget my own message this morning while I'm at the airport going through that whole process, or while I'm with my family in all their wonderful, glorious Irish quirkiness, that we are held in love. And also, I invite you to keep in your prayers Rick Walt, who works on sound. He's not here today because he had surgery on both his hands, but he's doing great. And also for Joe Hughes, the ice skating coach who does the altars for certain holidays. She broke her arm and this past week, and she's in a lot of pain right now. And Deborah, do you have soup for her that you brought? If anybody is going to Larkspur, because our practitioners have a meeting, if anybody's going to Larkspur and could take this soup back to Joe, she would really, oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. All right. So here we are with an opportunity to spread love and give love in our thoughts and prayers as well as in our interactions. Are you with me? Okay. Then that's what we're going to do. Namaste. Thank you. All right, so let's take a moment to ground this in prayer, because mostly what we need is be able to remember to do it, you know? So turning within, we know right now that there's one life, one presence, one mind that we all use. We are immersed in that presence, and it fills us all the time, even when we forget all about it. So I am claiming and knowing for myself and for each one of us that as we move through this week, that the divine tap on the shoulder that reminds us to give love in the simplest or grandest of expressions does so in ways that we immediately are aware of, even in its gentleness, that we are empowered again and again to choose to give love, a little or a lot, that we are aware, that we follow our intention with our attention and our willingness, and that we are open to allowing the universe to remind us, here's your opportunity, sweetie, do it now. Do it now. So immersed in that presence of wisdom and knowing, of unconditional love and power, we are that in expression. And so we allow that higher wisdom within us to remind us again and again this week of who we are and of who we're looking at. I'm grateful to know and accept this truth for us now, to anchor it within for myself and all of us. And I let this prayer go now to be acted upon by that creative process, that creative law, that action of the universe that brings forth what is within us now into expression. I let it go in love and gratitude. I let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Yes. Please stand and join me for the morning affirmation. Together. Love is what I am made from. It is my superpower and comfort. I extend loving thoughts without fear or delay. Love overcomes all that is unlike it, and so it is. You may be seated. Thank you. Would the ushers come forward now? This is our time of sacred giving. If you are online and you'd like to text a gift to Golden Gate, you can do that. Just text the dollar amount to the number on the screen and then follow the directions. For those of you that give automatically, we're going to bless this offering as well as the online ones right now, even though you've already sent those. So put your hands over your heart. And for those of you that bring your offering this morning, hold it over your heart as we say this offering blessing together. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time. And so it is. Thank you. Go ahead.
In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, decorate this place. As it is above, so it is below. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we all are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, standing up as one in the name of love. 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 When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. 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 In the name of love.
Thank you. Yes. So we do now, all of us, on behalf of Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, accept this offering, and we send it out into the world with the consciousness of spreading love everywhere that it goes. And so it is. Now, if you are with us for the very first time this morning, we want you to know that we are delighted to have you. And back here at this table is our welcome table. It has all kinds of handouts on it that you're welcome to take, including Science of Mind magazine and so on. Please pick up a welcome packet as well. They say welcome on the front of them, that's how you know. Inside there's a blue card. If you fill that out and give it to Galen Cooper back here, she will give you a little book as our thank you for being here today. And also it's an invitation to come back and be with us in the future. We would love to get to know you. So please do that. And we want to also thank everybody who participated this morning in getting everything together for the service, including this beautiful altar and the wonderful food and all of that. So let's acknowledge everybody who participated in that today. All right, let's see here. Now we get to the goodies. Next week, Gary Lynn Floyd will be here live for our Sunday morning celebration. And so this will be the first time while I've been a minister that he's been here with us on Sunday morning. He did do the concert with Karen Drucker for our anniversary a couple years ago, but he's never been in this room at the same time as me. So he will be here next week, and then because there's another event happening here shortly after we finish, we're going to pick up and we're going to move down to the Sunrise Center. And down at the Sunrise Center, we're going to have a song circle with Gary for a love offering of $20. But before that, we're going to have a potluck lunch over there. So please sign up back at the activity table for what you will bring to share next Sunday. And then just bring your $20. We can take check or cash. Make it out to the church. We're going to pay Gary from that. And we will be there. I think we'll have lunch at noon, and the singing will start shortly after that, 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. And it'll be a little more than an hour. It is kind of a kirtan, if you've ever experienced that he does. And the information about it is in your bulletin this morning. So we're looking forward to experiencing that next week. Also, the Wildflower Spring Hikes are back. And the first one is going to be Monday, March 10th at Mount Burdell in Novato. So RSVP, if you intend to go, let Deborah Irwin know or Steve Einhaus, and they would prefer that you text them your RSVP. Don't call them because they got enough going on. Deborah's over here if you would like to RSVP to her this morning, and we look forward to that event. There will be more of them coming up. That's just the first one. Also, we have our service at the San Francisco Marin Food Bank coming up on the 11th of March. You can text or leave a voicemail or send an email to Ellen Nicosia, recently of our Leadership Council. She's not on it anymore, but she was. She coordinates this service, and it's only 2 hours a month. So this is Tuesday, March 11th from noon to 2. Contact Ellen. Her information is up on the screen and also, I think, in your bulletin to let her know you'd like to participate. Also, we would welcome more signups for the Sunday snacks between now and the end of May. So it's just one Sunday a month. That sign-up sheet is back on the activity table as well. And Paula, you just let me know this morning that we also need some additional people to serve for the greeting, ushering, and putting out of the snacks on Sundays. And that's also just one Sunday a month. So I don't see Paula, but she's in the kitchen, always when I need to say, that's Paula. She's in the kitchen. Rush the kitchen afterwards if you'd like to participate. I don't think we have a sign-up sheet for that back there right now, but take a look, there might be. That would be really helpful to sign up to bring snacks or to sign up to help ush and greet. That's my own word. It's not a word that you won't find ush by itself in the dictionary, meaning to usher. And also, prayer. It is amazing how powerful a prayer can be. The practitioners and I have experienced this over and over again. If you have a heavy heart about anything, Please go, and we have 3 practitioners on duty here today. Selma, Dana, and Karen are all available for prayer after the service, so take advantage of that gift. Get a prayer after the service, and if they're all busy, just wait there at the prayer table, and they'll come and get you and take you back here to a private place for your prayer, all right? So now, please stand and join me for the closing blessing and song. As we say together, I now walk so that whoever walks beside me dwells in the presence of God, and whoever places a hand in mine is lifted, and whoever thinks of me is illumined with God consciousness, for spirit and all people and I are one eternally. And we're going to sing a Karen Drucker song now. A little differently than Karen does it, but you'll get it right away.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. I will stand up for peace.